Welcome guys to my YouTube channel. Welcome guys to my YouTube channel. Today we're talking about the Khoi Khoi people. These are the about the Khoi Khoi people. These are the oldest people in this show of man. They also call the sun, and they also call the sun, and these people are said to have the oldest are said to have originated about 1,500 years ago to 2005 to 2004 to 2,250 years ago. These guys were actually the oldest people, like the oldest the oldest species of human can actually be linked to these sand people. That's the sands, the point, and they can majorly be found in South Africa, in Botswana, in Namibia. You can also find them in Zambia, in Zimbabwe, like SDC in general. That's the southern part of South Africa in general. And scientifically, the oldest bone or the oldest species of human that have been said to have tested originated from South Africa. And when the gene, or let's say the DNA, was being traced, it was however being traced to the people of member of South Africa. And it's also studied that when the DNA of different people from different parts of the world is actually being collated, you also find the traces of these San people, the traces of their DNA in every species of human being. Like they call it the if, or let's say the Adam DNA. And the origination, let's say talk about the migration of the Croatian people. The Croatian people actually migrated from the western, let's say the western central part of Africa to the southern part of Africa. And these people's lifestyle is actually, let's say, they live a kind of very simple lifestyle with about 1,500 of them being said to be alive to this present moment, with most of them being in Namibia and Botswana. Actually, the population of these San people depreciated during the invasion of the whites, or let's say the Portuguese back then, during the invasion of the Portuguese back then, which most of them were being enslaved, some of them were being killed back then, and the population was actually being reduced. And there was a particular moment which a larger, let's say, larger concentration of these Croatians were actually being found in South Africa before the invasion of the Portuguese and the whites. That's during the which this particular topic about the invasion will be taking another time. Let's say probably before the end of this year. So due to frequent war here and there, and the lifestyle of these Croatian people, who are said to be very, very peaceful set of people, they actually have to migrate from South Africa to Botswana and Namibia. And the Khoi Khoi language, let's say the Khoi Khoi, the meaning which linguistically means foragers, which means these people are hunter gatherers, which are also called Bushmen. They also called Bushmen, also called the Sans. We call them the Bushmen or the Sans. And these people mostly, they are really very, very tuned with nature, and mostly they don't deal with farming. What they do mostly is hunting. They hunt animals and gather crops. That's what they mostly do in that particular tribe. And these Croatian people, these Khoi Khoi people, they are said to live the oldest lifestyle known to woman. And when differentiating their language, they can be differentiated from this Bantu, from the Bantu languages as the languages with cliques. Because when you talk about Bantu languages are all these Xhosa, we have the Zulu, we have Xhosa, we have Ndebele, we have the Swati, and we have other clique languages like so on and so on, which will actually be talked about, talked upon as we progress on this channel. That will be later another day. So the Khoi people actually, let's say these guys are so in tune with each other that they can easily communicate and predict where a particular what are they calling, let's say in a particular region, let's assume in a particular region like the Namibia desert, because these Croatian people are actually in the Namibia desert now. They can easily figure out where water is in a desert or in a particular land without even without even any scientific equipment, which shows how much in tune with nature these guys are actually are. They can they can easily dig out dig out a particular soil and pull out the plants which actually being filled with water and then drop it inside their mouth. And these guys are so strong to the extent that um, they could easily, let's say, they could easily hunt wild or big animals with just their simple tools. And this, let's say, the civilization of man actually started with the these hunter gatherers, so to know that they very people, and they started looking back to this Stone Age. Found a way of these guys found a way of creating fire, making weapons from simple tools like stone and wood, which were being used as majorly for hunting. But when it comes to their religion, these guys don't have any form of religion. They don't have any form of religion at all. So they believe in a life of simplicity. And when you look at them, these three guys don't really care about money. Like, yo, this like they only care about what nature gives them and what nature actually takes back from them. And these hunter gatherers also known as the Khoi people, they actually can predict the next season, or the season at a particular moment, even without scientific tools. That shows how much good these guys are. So another, there are other tribes that actually in Africa, let's say in Africa mostly, there are seven oldest tribes, which the Khoi Khoi are said to be the number one. So we have others which actually we talked about on this channel. Yeah. So when it comes to their clothing, these Oasians actually make their clothing from simple tools like the skin of antelope of theirs, which actually will have been seen in different what are they calling it in different social media platforms. These guys really do, let's say they really care. They don't really care about modernization, and these guys are really interested in preserving and preserving their culture, which the impact of modernization or let's say civilization have actually been impacting their culture a lot, which makes it very difficult, more difficult for them to be able to preserve or let's say reserve their culture and tradition. And when it comes to what are they calling it? Migration. These guys really don't migrate much. They actually prefer living in a particular area, let's say in a converged let's say in a particular section of area, they have their niche. Like they don't just migrate anyhow. And these people actually are very like when it comes to the simplicity, these guys' life are very simple. And these guys are very simple. So from now, probably in the next topic on this, like we're talking about their languages and so on. So thanks for listening on this live. I really appreciate you guys. Yeah, thanks a lot. And let's talk about the African languages, the languages in Africa, and let's also talk about um, this tribe, the Zulu tribe, actually. So the Zulu tribe are said to be descendant of the great Shaka Zulu. These are the great Shaka Zulu of like the great Shaka Zulu, which was known as one of the strongest kings in South Africa. Shaka Zulu was, let's say Shaka Zulu. When the word Zulu actually comes from when being translated to English, it means heaven. Zulu itself means heaven. Means so when you say this is Zulu, it means Zulu with their language being called this is Zulu. So let's say looking at the way the Zulu guys actually migrated. The Zulu guys actually also migrated for the western central part of Africa before being actually basing most in KNZ. That's KwaZulu Natal. That's what we call the eastern part of South Africa, and that's the uppermost part of South Africa. Actually, they also actually live mostly in different part of South Africa that before other tribes actually diverged, or let's say came out of them. That's why we refer to them as the Kasa, the Swati, and the let's say Kasa and Swati as far as I can remember now. So looking at the war between the the Great Zulus and the white before the white actually invaded South Africa. Those that was back then. The first time the white actually came, the whites known as the British actually invaded South Africa through the Western Cape before they start residing in South Africa. The reason why actually the whites decided to invade South Africa was one of the reasons that when the whites were actually migrating, let's say moving on, trying to get people to stay in Africa, they found South Africa as a very peaceful place for them to, let's say, better place for them to stay due to the fact of the weather. Like the weather seems very conducive for them to grow their crops and every other things for them. So when the white actually came to the to South Africa, the Zulu guys were like no, the white can just they can't just allow any invader they can't just allow any invaders to just come to their country and just take over their land. So the Zulu guys decided to wait and to stage a war against the white, which they won several times. But after frequent war, and great Shaka Zulu's brother was very jealous of Shaka Zulu. So he was actually very jealous of him that he actually went to the white to make a negotiation with them on how they can defeat Shaka Zulu. So after the betrayal on and on, Great Shaka Zulu actually the Great Shaka Zulu actually was defeated. But after the defeat, he didn't really lose all his territory, but it was also bad. So at least he was being stabbed by his brother, which caused a lot of injuries to him. After Shaka Zulu actually won, let's say, or later won the battle, when looking at Shaka Zulu, the strength where one of the places we can say Shaka Zulu's strength actually comes from is actually his mother. So when Shaka Zulu actually died, he was very devastated to the extent that he even killed his himself. He actually killed himself a day after his mother died. But after he was buried, due to the corrupt mind of the brother of Shaka Zulu, he actually made a negotiation of the whites, which actually led to the Zulus actually losing most part of their land. From there, the Portuguese also invaded. They got defeated. That's why now we can find the Portuguese now at the eastern part of Africa. That's which is being referred to now as Eastern Cape, and the western part of South Africa is called the Western Cape. That's where they reside now. So other tribes actually after the defeat and fall of the Zulu tribe, other tribes known as the Xhosa, the Swati, and the Ndebele actually just left the Zulu tribe and became different part of their tribe. But other tribes which you actually can find in South Africa, we can find the Tswana, we can find the Sotu, we can find the PD, we can find the Vanda, and also find the Tasongan tribe. So thank you very much, guys, for attending my YouTube channel. I'm very, very grateful. We'll come online to give you more content concerning this African history. Thank you guys for watching.